Good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. We're going to talk about something that every single one of us deals with: conflict. Whether it's in our homes, our workplaces, our ministries, or our relationships, conflict is simply a part of life. But here's the truth: it's not the conflict itself that causes the most damage, it's how we respond to it. Today, I want to walk you through 5 different conflict management styles, and more importantly, how to use them wisely in everyday situations. Conflict is unavoidable. No matter how patient, kind, or understanding we try to be, there will always be moments where opinions clash, emotions rise, and tension builds. But here's where things begin to shift. How we respond to conflict has the power to either strengthen a relationship or slowly break it down. And not every situation should be handled the same way. Different situations require different approaches, and learning to recognize that is what makes us effective in handling conflict. There are 5 main conflict management styles: 1, accommodating; 2, avoiding; 3, compromising; 4, collaborating; and 5, competing. Each of these styles has its own strengths. Each also has its own limitations. The goal is not to pick just one and use it all the time. The goal is to understand when each one is appropriate, because wisdom in conflict comes from flexibility. Let's start with the accommodating style. This approach is about putting others first. It means setting aside your own needs, your own preferences, in order to meet the needs of someone else. Sometimes this is exactly what the situation calls for. Maybe the issue matters more to the other person than it does to you. Maybe preserving the relationship is more important than proving a point. Or maybe you realize you might actually be in the wrong. In those moments, accommodating can bring peace and strengthen connection. But if overused, it can lead to frustration, feeling unheard, or even resentment. So it's powerful, but it needs to be used wisely. Next is the avoiding style. This is when you step back from the conflict altogether. You delay the conversation or avoid it completely. Now, this might sound negative at first, but avoiding can actually be very useful. For example, if the issue is small or emotions are running high, taking a step back can prevent things from escalating. It gives time to think clearly and respond more calmly later. But if avoiding becomes a habit, the problem doesn't disappear, it grows. Unresolved issues have a way of building up over time. So again, it's not about never avoiding, it's about knowing when it's appropriate. Now let's talk about compromising. Compromise is about meeting in the middle. Both sides give something up in order to reach a solution. This approach is especially helpful when time is limited or when a quick decision needs to be made. It allows progress to happen without getting stuck. But here's the trade off: no one gets exactly what they want. So while compromise can resolve conflict efficiently, it may not fully satisfy everyone involved. It's a practical solution, but not always a perfect one. Now we come to collaborating. This is often considered the ideal approach. Collaboration focuses on finding a true win-win solution where everyone's needs are fully met. This takes time, it takes communication, and it takes a willingness to truly listen and understand. But the result is stronger relationships and better long-term outcomes. This is especially important when the issue really matters or when the relationship itself is valuable. Collaboration doesn't just solve the problem, it strengthens the people involved. Finally, we have the competing style. This is where you take a firm stand. You push strongly for your position and you're focused on achieving a specific outcome. Now, this can sound aggressive, but there are times when it's necessary. For example, when you're standing up for your values, when a quick decision must be made, or when preventing harm is the priority. In those moments, hesitation can be costly. But like the others, this style must be used carefully. Overuse can damage trust and create unnecessary tension. So it's about balance. Here's the key takeaway: no one style fits every situation. Before responding to conflict, it helps to pause and ask a few questions. How important is this issue? How important is this relationship? And how much time do I have to resolve this? The most effective people are not the ones who avoid conflict, they are the ones who respond to it wisely. They adapt, they think, they choose their response carefully. Let's bring this into real life. In a family disagreement, collaboration may be the best approach to preserve the relationship. For a small issue at work, you might choose to avoid it or simply accommodate. If an urgent decision is needed, you may have to step in and compete. And in team settings, compromise can help keep things moving forward. Every situation is different, and that's why flexibility matters. Conflict is more than just a challenge, it's an opportunity to grow, to understand, and to respond with wisdom. It's not always about winning the argument, sometimes it's about strengthening the relationship, choosing understanding over pride, and peace over being right. To close, conflict is inevitable, but your response is always a choice. When you understand these five styles, you're better equipped to navigate difficult situations, build stronger relationships, and make wiser decisions. If we learn to handle conflict wisely, we don't just resolve problems, we build better relationships and stronger communities. So the next time conflict arises, pause and ask yourself, what is the best response for this moment? Thank you so much for your time.